Hello and welcome to Yemmy Reviews. Ooh, boy, it's been a while. That's right, it's back by no one's demand except my own. I haven't done one of these in a while, but, the Piranha Plant's in Smash Brothers now, so I thought, hey, now's a good time to bring it back. Plus, they're redoing The Grinch, so, I need something in my life that makes me happy. But hey, welcome back to Yemmy Reviews. Whew. Yes, new format, new look. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you're tinkin'. As always, I am Yemmy the Ferret, aka Yemmy, and here I am to review a game. So let's get right into it. Welcome to the world of Halloween Forever, where it is Halloween on days that end in Y. Halloween Forever is an 8-bit game that has a style of ghosts and goblins, with a killer soundtrack and a good challenge to it. Made by the developer, Imaginary Games, it originally came out on Steam in 2016 and was released this year, 2018, for PlayStation and Xbox. It currently sits at $4.99 US, which is a steal, if I might add. Halloween Forever follows the necromancer, I guess you would call him, and he wants to make All Hallows Eve 24/7, 7 days a week, not 8 days a week. That's a Beatles song. 7 days a week, and he casts his magic spell all over the world, and hey, a pumpkin is brought to life, who is here to save the world. That's right, you play as a pumpkin man who wants to take down the necromancer and restore the world to how it's supposed to be. That's where the story takes you. You go through multiple levels, 5 levels with 2 different parts in each of them, and each level has 2 bosses. One's a mini boss and one's a big boy. You have amazing boss fights in this game. Some that I would say are really good. But hey, let's move on to the gameplay before we talk about those bosses. The gameplay for Halloween Forever is pretty simple. You jump, you shoot, and you crouch. You run through levels fighting various Halloween-themed monsters like bats, chainsaw dudes, who kind of look like Jason from Friday the 13th. There's also little bats, big crows who follow you around. You also have a good amount of spiders and traps. Don't forget about the traps. There's things that fall from the ceiling. There's guys who fall from the ceiling, then go back up, and then fall back down, then go back up. There's spike traps. There's traps that wake up and attack you. I mean, it's crazy. There's so much going on in this game, and it really just gives that sense of challenge, because you're fighting through all these enemies. Now, the controls sometimes, but not too often, don't really respond to your inputs, especially with the firing, pressing square to fire. I've tested it on a few controllers now, and I get the same result where, I'll press the button and he just opens his mouth, or looks like he's going to throw something, but he doesn't. It's like my gun jams. It doesn't happen often, but of course, it happens in those tight situations where you need to fire something or something's going to hit you, and of course, what do you know, nothing happened, and then you get hit, and then you get mad, and then you divorce your wife and run to Afghanistan to live in a cave. But it doesn't happen a lot. Like I said, it is very seldom that your inputs don't matter. But it is something that they need to tweak, especially because I've done it on 3 different controllers, and I don't think all 3 of my controllers are broken. Maybe they are, who knows. There's lots of secrets to find in this game, which include these little shields. You can collect about, I think, 7 of them to unlock a secret ending. You also collect new characters from golden coffins. New characters have new abilities, different abilities. We'll get the characters in a little bit. There's also fire scrolls that are linked to an upcoming game by the developers, which is kind of cool. I believe there are 3? I'm not sure. I haven't collected them all because they are very difficult to get to. There's 5. Scratch that. 5 scrolls So you get a sneak peek into the upcoming game by Imaginary Monsters, which was a really good idea to put into this. And it also definitely, I mean, this makes me excited for the next game because this game's really good. So we'll see what the next one holds. Different game modes are in short supply in this game, but you can choose between 1 HP mode, which you die in 1 hit throughout the entire 5 levels, or you can choose the 99 lives mode, which disables trophies for the game. 99 lives is a good one to choose if you just want to kind of go through the levels and just kind of like see how everything is without worrying about, getting that perfect run. I wish there was another game mode in this, like maybe like a boss rush or something like that. But I think it's decent. I don't need all those different things because I have enough of a challenge now with the regular base game, and going through it with all the characters is definitely going to be a challenge too. Those sweet boss fights. This game has some really good boss fights in it. Most of them, you can really get the pattern of the boss really quickly. So a lot of them you can kind of go through without having too much trouble, but there are a few towards the end that really take a little bit more concentration. Some of my favorite bosses are like the Red Devil. He's a really good one. I just like how he looks. His moves aren't really that amazing, but he's a very fun one to do. The first boss, the Chainsaw Mega Maniac, is amazing. He's the first boss you fight, and he teaches you how to look for those different movesets that these guys have. The Frog King is kind of funny. He's not really that hard, and he also doesn't really do much, but he's just a funny character. And also, the Necro King is the last boss in the game, and he is insane. Wow. The characters in the game, like I said, I usually play as the Butternut Squash guy. Maybe I didn't say that. I don't think I said that. But here I'm saying it now. The first character I got was the Butternut Bro, and he launches like explosives at people, and he's really good. He takes out enemies right away. He also leaves behind lasting damage for a few seconds, so if an enemy walks into it, they die. It's amazing. He's probably my favorite character. Mrs. Witch, or Miss Witch, she's not really that great. She fires cats at the ground or in the air, and when they hit the ground, they kind of run for a little bit, and if there's an enemy run, they'll hit them. Does very little damage. The skeleton. He fires multiple bones at the same time, which arch in different directions. Good for if you're just spraying and praying, to be honest with you. He's kind of fun to use, but of course, very low damage. The Grizzle Dude, he can fire downwards while he's in the air, and he's also very small, so you don't really have to crouch for anything. But the downward firing thing, it's not very good. It's not very good. I will say that. I'm not going to go over every character, but just know that a good amount of the characters are good and a good amount of characters are bad. But the basic pumpkin will be the first one you use, and mastering him, you'll be able to master anyone else on this list. And I like the variation in the characters. They definitely all have their own unique feel to them, even though they all kind of jump the same height. They definitely all have that nice feel to them, and they all feel different. They all have different uses. Even the pumpkin guy who has a Santa hat and a beard has a different style to him. Trophies in the game are a good mix of challenge and fun. Survive with 1 HP the whole game, you get a trophy. Beat all the bosses, get trophies. Find the secret ending, trophies. Collect and beat the game with all characters, loads and loads of trophies. There's also trophies for doing specific things like making the chainsaw boss man leave his chainsaw behind when he dies, and destroying pretty much just for killing enemies who have a special attribute to them. Like the spider will jump off the wall. Well, you have to knock 5 of them off the wall. If you hit them, they'll jump off the wall, I should say. Also, lots of secrets in this game as well. Secret walls that can be broken, and then you can walk through them. Most of them lead to either new characters or the shield pieces, which you will need for the secret ending. And really, a lot of these other ones, like shooting 666 cats as Miss Witch, just take a little bit of time. Take a little bit of mastering, if you know what I mean. All in all, Halloween Forever delivers where other similar games this year like Siggy, A Fart for Melusina, hasn't. It has a simple style, the music, the atmosphere, and most importantly, the charm that many 8-bit games nowadays don't have, this game has. I'm going to go ahead and give Halloween Forever a 95 out of 100 Ferret Biscuits. Thanks for tuning in, guys. What are your thoughts on Halloween Forever? Is it a spooktacular game, or does it rot like zombie flesh? Remember to leave a like and a comment, and as always, I am Yemmy the Ferret, and this has been Yemmy Reviews.